Dani Olmo keeps his balance. There's the Treffer! Finding Dani Olmo!
Barcelona just splashed over $60 million on a 26-year-old player. A player whose position is already being played by two other guys in the squad. Confused? You should be. But here's the kicker. This isn't just any signing. We're talking about Dani Olmo, a player with insane potential. I mean, he was the highest goalscorer at the just concluded Euros. But there's a scary truth lurking beneath the surface that nobody's paying attention to. Why would Barcelona take this gamble? Why has Olmo never really gone a big transfer before the age of 26? Does he really fit into Barcelona? And why should we be concerned? Stick around because what we're about to uncover will completely change how you see him. The Blaugrana side just spent their total transfer budget on Dani Olmo, a player who's already 26 and, well, playing a position where they already have some solid options. I mean, does that even make sense? You've got players like Pedri and Gavi doing wonders in the midfield, and then you bring in Olmo. Do you ever wonder what the plan is here? Don't get me wrong, Olmo's got talent. He's got that football intelligence and versatility we all admire. I mean, he was one of the best creators in the Euros in 2024, but here's where it gets tricky. Can he find his place in this Barcelona squad? Think about it. He's not just fighting to prove himself to the fans, but he's also competing with two of Barcelona's brightest stars for a starting spot. So here's the question. Is this really a dream move for Olmo? Or are we looking at a situation where he's going to have to fight tooth and nail to get minutes on the pitch? Because let's face it, Barcelona isn't the type of club that will wait around. They demand success, and they demand it yesterday. What's even more interesting is how this plays out tactically. Olmo can fit into different roles, sure. But does that mean he'll be used as a utility player, just filling gaps where needed? Or will he get the chance to shine in his preferred position? It's a tough one, right? You almost start wondering, did Barcelona buy him because they truly need him, or because they couldn't resist bringing back a La Masia product? But who is Dani Olmo? Whoa. Hold up for a second before we do that. Also get to know us by pressing that subscribe button and joining the squad. Trust me, your support means the world to us, and it will make our day. Now back to Olmo. Well, Dani Olmo is that crazy kid who at 13 years packed his bag and left Barcelona's famed La Masia Academy to join Dynamo Zagreb. That's crazy, right? You'd think a move like that would be a step back, but for Olmo, it turned out to be a stepping stone. Dani Olmo started making waves at Dynamo Zagreb. He wasn't just another player, he was a star. He was Barcelona's star. He played in various positions, attacking midfielder, winger, you name it. But it doesn't stop there. His versatility is one of his greatest assets. At Dynamo, he scored 33 goals and racked up 15 assists in just a few seasons. That's pretty impressive, huh? His performances caught the eye of bigger clubs, and soon enough, he made a big move to RB Leipzig in Germany. At Leipzig, Olmo's career took off in Europe's top leagues. He continued to showcase his skills, playing as a central midfielder, winger, or even a false nine. And you know what's amazing? He didn't just perform, he made an impact, scoring crucial goals and providing key assists. In his time there, he managed over 22 goals and 19 assists in all competitions. Not bad for someone who was just getting started. But now he's back in Barcelona, and this is where things get interesting. He's coming in with a reputation for being a playmaker and a goal scorer, but there's a lot of pressure on him to deliver in a squad that already has its stars. Well, he has started well, scoring 2 goals in his first matches for the club. But how does he fit into Flick's side? You see, Flick's style is not Barcelona's kind of style. I know what you're thinking, Barcelona has this rich history of playing a certain way, right? That whole tiki-taka vibe. But Flick, well, he's a bit different, and the way he's played at Barca is somewhat different from the Barca way. Xavi, Koeman, and former Barcelona coaches try to play the Barcelona way of the 4-3-3 possession-based style, but this didn't really work for them, I guess aside from Xavi. But Flick is dumping some of that and mixing it a bit with his relationism style. He's not afraid to shake things up. If anything, the Flick's system is more about high-intensity pressing, quick transitions, and guess what? Players who can adapt to multiple roles on the pitch. Sounds familiar? Well, yeah, that's where Olmo comes in. Think back to Flick's Bayern Munich, specifically the 2020 treble-winning side. They had this guy called Thomas Müller. You might have heard of him. Well, Müller wasn't just some regular midfielder or forward. He was the Raumdeuter, or space interpreter. He had this unique ability to find gaps in defense, press high up the pitch, and link up with the attack in ways no one expected. And honestly, Dani Olmo could be Flick's Müller 2.0 at Barcelona. Like Müller, Olmo thrives in positions where he has the freedom to roam. He's not just your typical attacking midfielder. He's the guy who can play out wide, drift inside, or even drop deep to help with the build-up. Just like Müller was a key piece for Flick at Bayern, Olmo could become the glue that holds Barcelona's attacking transitions together you see in Flick's system. Flick sets up as 4-3-3, but ends up transitioning to a 4-2-1-3, leaving the role of number 10 very important to how they play. The number 10 player must be able to play under pressure and also create chances, which Olmo did perfectly in the Euro 2024. In Euro 2024, he managed to have an impressive record, with a goal and assist every 86 minutes, which shows how important he was to Spain after Pedri's injury. He also scored crucial goals in the quarterfinals and semi-finals, and his impressive goal line save gave Spain an edge in their win against England. He showed he could handle pressure in the Euros, as he was the second highest player with the number of touches under pressure, of which his success rate of 89.5, which was behind Mbappe, who had 91%, and is also a winger. He was also second in the creation of chances from open play, and second for open play shots, which were better than players like Kevin De Bruyne and Florian Wirtz, which shows how creative he is. He even showed how good he was at creating and dropping into space in his first match for Barcelona.
Base certainly didn't look good. And he's a player who has suffered so many.
But beyond the hype, there's something that's been quietly hovering over Dani Olmo's career: his injury record. You see, Olmo has had more than his fair share of injuries. We're talking hamstrings, ligament problems, muscle strains, you name it. It's like his body's been playing this frustrating game of what's next. Honestly, if you look at the past couple of seasons, he's missed a significant number of games because of these injuries. Last season alone, he spent weeks out recovering, and it makes you wonder, can he stay fit long enough to make a real impact at Barcelona? I mean, don't get me wrong, when he's on the pitch, he's a game changer, there's no doubt about that. But there's always this nagging thought at the back of your mind: can Olmo stay on the pitch? I mean, how do you buy a player that spent 111 days in the stands last season? I am sure Barcelona didn't spend close to $60 million for a player who's going to be watching from the stands, right? You know how it is, at a club like Barca, the pressure is relentless. Fans don't have the patience for players who are constantly out injured, no matter how talented they are. A big example was Dembele, who despite being talented was a glass house. I mean, they have Pedri, Gavi, Frankie de Jong, and Bernal, which might mean an injury to Olmo might lead to him losing his place. It kind of makes you wonder, what's the plan here? Does Barcelona believe they can manage his fitness better, or are they just rolling the dice, hoping his injury woes are behind him? If his injuries persist, this whole transfer could go from a dream return to La Masia to another frustrating story of what could have been. Thank you for watching this video. You can check out our other videos to see how scary Juventus is turning into, and why I think they might win the treble this year. Till next time.